This is day 6 of Advent of Code 2025, and this challenge is called Trash Compactor. After helping the elves in the kitchen, you're taking a break and helping them reenact a movie scene when you over-enthusiastically jumped into the garbage chute. A brief while later, you find yourself in a garbage smasher. Unfortunately, the door has been magnetically sealed. As you try to find your way out, you're approached by a family of cephalopods. They're pretty sure they can get the door open, but it'll take some time. While you wait, they're curious if you can help the youngest cephalopod with a math homework. Cephalopod math doesn't look that different from normal math. The math worksheet, the puzzle input, consists of a list of problems. Each problem has a group of numbers that need to be added or multiplied together. However, the problems are arranged by a little strangely. They seem to be presented next to each other in a very long horizontal list. So for example, this. Each problem's numbers are arranged vertically. At the bottom of the problem is a symbol for the operation that needs to be performed. Problems are separated by a full column of only spaces. The left-right alignment of numbers within each problem can be ignored. So this worksheet contains 4 problems. 123 times 45 times 6, 328 plus 64 plus 98, and then so on. To check their work, cephalopod students are given the grand total of adding together all of the answers to the individual problems. This worksheet, the grand total is 3321 plus 490, and so on, and it would be that. Of course, the actual worksheet is much wider. You'll need to make sure to unroll it completely so they can read the problem clearly. Solve the problem on the math worksheet. Was the grand total found by adding together all the answers to the individual problems? Okay, that sounds pretty straightforward. So we've got this, add it to here, and we're basically, can think of this as creating a grid where we go through each column. We first go to the last column, see what operator we're using, and then we perform that on this, and so on. So let's do long output 0, and if we look through this, so currently we have a list of strings. So each line is its own string, and what we should do is change this to maybe a list of characters. Let's just call this grid, and we can make that input dot select and do row is then row dot split on. Okay, there's a lot of white space, so what we'll do is we will split it on the space and then replace. Is that how we would do it? We've got a row, we split it, turn it to an array, and I guess we could do from here on this dot select, and we'll do part dot replace white space with no white space. Then we do that. Let's do to array, and then this main one we do dot to list, and then this one is also dot to list. So let's double check this works as we're expecting. So let's do console dot right line grid 0, and we'll do string dot join. We'll do a comma separation between them like that, and we'll do another one checking the last item in the list so we can see the operators. Okay, let's run it and see. It's failed. Empty character literal. Okay, I guess that isn't working, but kind of a hacky way I guess we could do it is by turning this string into a character array, then removing any whitespace characters. So from part, do where, then pass the character in, and character dot is whitespace C. Although we want to do not, so this returns, this is acting as a character list, so then we need to do string dot join. Okay, that's not working. Okay, we can dot to array this. Cannot convert from. Alright, I need to put the separator first. There we go. Still not working. It's got red squiggles there for some reason. Empty character literal. Okay, I guess we can just do concat, then remove that. No, cannot convert type list character array to list character. Oh, get rid of this to array. No. Oh wait, it was meant to be inside of here. I did that. Not that part. This one to list, I think I was saying. No, what? You working? God, let's expand it so we can actually see what's happening. We've got part. I want to return it as a string that has no white space. Okay, so this is for this. This one is for here. Let's bring that back to there so it's a bit readable. Got you doing this. Maybe I need to just change this to character array first. Do that. Actually, I've complicated this way more than it needs to be. There's no like characters in between. Like it's not like character, white space character. So I should just be able to do a strip on it. We do this, got part, then part dot trim. That's what I mean. Trim. Do that, then part dot trim dot to character array. Maybe. Just got input, selecting it. Got each row. This needs to be a list. Character list. Okay, I guess to character array. Or what are you connected to? Okay, so input. We'll select. Yeah, then doing row, selecting it. We are wanting to split it, so we have each of the columns. Wait, no, this doesn't work. What I was thinking. Okay, actually, most of this is not needed. Okay, got select, got our row, and we are splitting it. Based on that, this returns. Well, that's why it's not working, because I'm trying to do a character. It should be a string, because it's like this. Then we grab the numbers. Okay, there we go. We've got that, but we then need to dot where. So string to here. String dot is not a white space. Str. Then we don't want those. Okay, now let's try run it. So 1, 2, 3, 3 to 8, 5, 1, 6, 4. Okay, took a while, but we finally got it. So what we'll do is we'll do int row count is equal to grid count, then int column count is equal to grid go 0 dot count. And what we'll do is go through each column. So for int col equals 0, col is less than column count, col plus character operator is equal to grid. I should call that col operator the grid 0 no, grid col, then row count -1. Actually, we can just keep it as a string. It's fine. So we've got that. Let's create a actually let's take a look at the actual input to see the size of the characters. Just probably safe to just make it long. So long col total is equal to 0. Actually, we'll do this is equal to grid 0, then column, and we will do long dot pass. So we have you. Now we do for int I equals 1, I is less than row count I plus. Then we do if col operator is equal to plus col total plus equals long dot pass I column, else we then multiply it to change that to asterisk that. Done this, got the column total. Once you have finished the column, then do output plus equals col total. I think that's all that we need to do, so let's run it and see. The output should be 42775. Oh, we've got an error. Input asterisk was not in correct format. Line 10. Okay, so row count here. This needs to be -1 because we need to ignore that row. So let's run it again. That is much higher. It should have been. Okay, let's add some logging to see what's going on. So we will join. Actually, that's not because we're doing the column. That's going to work properly. Okay, we'll just write column col. Got that, and then we'll do operator col operator, and at the bottom here we'll do console.write line col total is then column total. Let's run it and see what it's producing. So 401 that worked, 3321 that worked, but it's messing up with these two it seems. No, that one worked, but it messed up here. Okay, well it's not getting correct operator. What are we doing for operator? So it seems like, okay, where's 64? 64, 23, and 314. That's strange. Oh, okay. I did it the wrong way around. This should be here, and then you grab from the column. Okay, let's try that again. That looks correct. There we go. So let's remove these console right lines. Let's grab our actual puzzle in. We'll now grab our actual puzzle input, paste that into here, and let's run it. Got this long number. We'll go back, submit it, and see if that was correct. And it was. So now on to part 2. The big cephalopods come back to check on how things are going, and they see that your grand total doesn't match the one expected by the worksheet. They realize they forgot to explain how to read the cephalopod math. Cephalopod math is written right to left in columns. Each number is given in its own column. Write the most significant digit at the top of the least significant digit at the bottom. Problems are still separated with a column consisting only of spaces. The symbol at the bottom of the problem is still the operator to use. So with this example, reading the problems right to left one column at a time, the problems are now different. Rightmost problem, 4 plus 4, 3. Oh, okay, so 4, 4, 3, 1, 6, 2, 3. Is that? You have 1, 7, 5, 5, 8, 1, 32. Okay, that's interesting, but that does definitely complicate things. So let's copy this, go to here. So we need to figure out which digit in the column has the largest number. So with this one, we have 3. We then look at the leftmost digit and we add that together and look at left, do that. Okay, so we are creating number strings from the input. So we've got this, and we may as well do it while we're at this point. Okay, so go up to here, and we'll do col numbers, create a long list for it. Equals new list of longs, and let's do int largest length equals 0 for each bar. Num in, actually we'll do a for loop similar to this. So start with 0, keep row count -1, less than row count. Oh, that's right, no, we do need less than 1. Okay, we're searching for the largest length. So largest length is equal to long dot pass this. Actually, no, we don't need long pass, we just need this. We do trim dot length, and we should do math dot max between this and the largest length. So now got the largest length. What we now do is for var I equals 0, I is less than largest length, I plus plus, and have a string which we'll call built num, make that empty, and then we'll go through the numbers again. Use J for this one, and we'll do if. Actually, we'll grab that first and do var current num is equal to this. If current num dot length is less than largest length, actually if it's less than largest length, less than or equal to largest length, built num plus equals current num, then grab J. Right, we back use I on it, but if it's not, we don't do anything, and it should be, so it is top to bottom, so 623, 431. So we do that. This is largest length for a single column. We've got built num. Okay, then we're going to create a new variable up here for cols numbers, which will be a list of longs. And we have this. So within here, within this, do dot append long dot pass built num, and then we want to use cols numbers for everything. So this and this and this. Get rid of all the passes. Okay, let's just run and see what we get now. That's taking a little while. Okay, we're failing. Index was outside the bounds of the array. That was line 84. Okay, I should be using I for that. Not largest thing. So if I is within the length for this, then we can retrieve I from it. Still getting error. The input string was not in correct format. Line 88. Okay, so if not string dot empty built num. Actually, then that would mean we've made a mistake somewhere. Let's change largest length to largest index. So 0. Then do -1 for that and this. And because we're working with indexes less than equal to largest index, there shouldn't ever be a point where can't do that. So I less than equal to largest index. Still doing that though. Okay, we'll just if built num dot is white space, and but we don't actually want it to be white space, so do that. Do this. Put this to here. It's a method to do that. Now let's run it and see what it does. Still an issue. Line 84 outside the bounds, so still getting errors with that. Largest index. We are using J. Okay. J. There we go. Let's try it again. Once again, line 84. Current num dot length is less than I. Okay, this can't be less than or equal to, because if it's the same size, then it would fail. Still line 84. No, this should be if length is less than or equal to I plus 1. Looking at length here, not index anymore. It's still an issue. Let's add a console write line here. Okay, so let's do column, grab I, we'll grab current num, though we should put J first. We'll do that. We also want, I think that's it. Let's take a look again. So it failed on this one. Wait, no, it should be greater or equal to length. So in this case, I is 1, we make it 2, the length is 1. That should fix it. Okay, so that fixed that error, but now we're on line 96. That was this. Index was out of range, must be non-negative and less than the size of the collection. Parameter index. Wait, no, that's this one. I'm not sure how that's failing. Index was out of range. All numbers. Actually, why? I don't know why I created that. I can just do that all inside of here. So do that and grab 0. It should all work still. Just do this and this, but just be like that, right? Okay, let's try it again. 93. Okay, so something's not right here. Console.writeLine. String.join. We'll do call numbers. Okay, so that is just straight up not working. Let's go to here and print out this number. So that is working, but we should be seeing this increase. That works. Is that being added? Is call numbers. Yeah, so call numbers is just empty. Even though it's being added there, let's add this to the adding. No, it's just not being added at all. It's very strange. Or unless this is failing. Let's actually change. Let's try this properly. Call number is equal to this. We add call number in. So we're checking to see if we're adding that number in. It is a number which is working. But how about if we try call numbers and grabbing index 0? Why isn't this working? There's one thing we can check. 146. Is that a number which should be? No, it's not. Oh, okay. So even though this is like the ones column, and this one, okay, so that, okay, I'm not sure how to properly read this then. Okay, I think I need to actually rewrite a lot of this. Okay, so I took a break and I'm back now. There will be a lot we need to do to actually get this working. So, got our input, and I think we actually need to keep it as the original input. So we don't actually need to work on it as individual cells. So I'm going to remove this, but what we will do is var column operators, and we can use similar code here. Let me just, and this will be input, then grabbing the last column, input.count -1, and then basically doing this split on it, I think. Let's say go testing, let's just comment this all out and print out what the operator columns looks like. Because what we will need to do is basically starting at the very end here, we check to see, is this character a string or have a character in it? Is this character in blank space? Yes, skip it. This one blank space, yes, skip it. This one is not blank space, so it's a 4. Then we do 4, 3, 1, 6, 2, 3. And then here we see everything is blank, which means the column is complete, and we're on to the next one. So we start off with the last operator, grab that and set our index to, I guess in this case will be 3. So we're going across, and then once all blank space is detected, we store the value, we decrement, so it now looks at this, and then we start over. Then it'll be 175 and so on. So that's what we will do to fix it, but I just want to double check we have correctly retrieved the column operators. Okay, we have done that. So we will do in column index is equal to column operators dot count -1, and we'll use this to retrieve what current operator we are on. And what we will do is also int row index, and this will be input. Actually, what we'll do is we'll do grid, but it will be input dot, and we will do skip last. So, and this will be just 1. So that should also, grid should now be in to list, I assume. So what do you grid? We are okay. So I need to do skip last string. Okay, I think that's all good. Row index. This was do grid 0.count. Okay, that's not working. Oh wait, not count. This should be length -1. So we've got that now. What we then do, we're in column, but this will start out. Actually, I did the wrong thing. This is operator index, and this is column index. So column will start at column index. Our column is greater equal to 0. Column minus. So in this, we'll then do let's do bool value exists is equal to false, and we'll do for int row equals 0. Actually, no, we don't need to do. We can do a for each. That will work. For each cell in grid if cell column, and then we'll do string dot is null white space. So if it's not, we then what's going on here? Cannot convert character to that. I'll just convert you to string. This will be equal to true. We can break, but if value does not exist, we will do operator index -. So we have output. We would also need, we'll do a long current column output as well. Set that to 0. Actually, no, we don't need to do that. We'll do column var column values. This will be a new list of longs. So if value doesn't exist, we do this. We will do this, although we will need to do this section here. Grab you, put you here, uncomment all of you. This will be for each. No, this needs to be a string. For each var value in column values, and we can also do var column operator is equal to column operators operator index. No, this should remain up here. Grab it, put this at the very bottom. This needs to be a string. So for each value in column values, and we'll do value string. Then we also need to initialize column total. So long this equals 0. Actually, no, this will be, we've got column values. Okay, I need to change that back to for loop, but we'll do this. But long dot pass then for int I equals 0. No, that's equal to 1. I is less than column values dot count I plus, and we do this. Actually, we can do var col number and then pass it like this with index phi and just do number like this. Okay, so let's take a look at what we've done. So we've grabbed the column operators, got our grid, but we're skipping the last one, which should be this. Okay, we should also verify that we've got this working. So let's run that and see. So you gave 1, 2, 3, 3 to 8, 5, 1, 6, 4, comma, 4, 5, 6, 5, 3, 7, 2, 3, comma. That seems to have worked. Okay, so these are good. We can remove that. We did get an error at line 81. Actually, we run it. 78. So this one, column values. That is this. Alright, I haven't actually done the proper thing. So this is what occurs if it doesn't exist. We'll add a continue here, but down here what we need to do is, actually I'll change it so if value exists, and then this can just be an else, just to make it clearer. And we'll do string value equals empty string. We'll basically do the same thing again, but this time if it's not, actually no, I don't need to do this at all. We'll go back to what we originally had. Actually, we can pull most of the logic in here. So we'll do value exists, and let's do var cell string is equal to this. Let me just specify the string. Let me put that it's not. If it's not null or white space, then we're in here, and we do string value, then value plus equals cell string. This needs to be we do that in this. So if value does exist, we add it to column values. So now I think that should work, partially maybe. Okay, I'm not sure where 42 came from. I'm gonna remove all this now. Well, I don't need this continue anymore. But what I can do in here is console.writeLine. We can values. This will be string.join, join another comma, and this will be column values. And we then do operator. Let's just move that below here so we have the actual operator. See what it gives. Okay, well this is definitely wrong. That's because this should be initialized up here and we reset it down here. Let's try that again. Okay, that's wrong. So we're doing for, so this is for a column. Wait, no, why are we should be breaking from it? No, that's wrong. Okay. If it's not that, we add the cell to the value. Okay, let's add some more prints. Value exists. And we'll add value exists here. And let's add adding value. See what it does now. So if we go to the top here, value exists true. The value is 4. Okay, so I need to clear it there as well. Actually, it seems like I was right in that, well, initially, where we could just do this. Let's see now. 4, 4, 3, 1, 6, 2, 3. Okay, 3, 2, 5, 5, 2. Okay, we're getting closer. Let's reduce the noise by commenting these out. See what I get now. What I should do is bring this down to here so we can see the column total. Okay, 1058, that's correct. 625, that's correct. 325, 360. Okay, so we're skipping that one for some reason. Ah, yes, that makes sense because we didn't. If value does not exist or col equals 0, 8544. Okay, cool. Now we're getting it. So let's try with the actual input and see what we get. This large number 963000, so on. Put that in submit, and we got it. That is day 6 complete. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe.